For over 5 decades, a true American band.
I've been through the desert on a horse.
This is America.
You can do that.
50th Anniversary Tour. An unforgettable evening with America. Friday, June 28th, 8 p.m. in the Diamond Center at Desert Diamond Casinos. Tickets are on sale now at the Reward Center or StarTickets.com. Presented by Desert Diamond Casinos.
An enterprise of the Donna Ogden Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be in alternative media. Live from the epicenter of cool, this is the Bruce Montalvo Show.
And Jah Jah, what's up, y'all?
What is going on, my people? It is October 2nd, 2015, and you are tuned in to another episode of the Bruce Montalvo Show. I'm joined by my co-host for life, the hottest rapper on the East Coast, Jah Jah. What is up?
What up, baby bros? How you doing, honey bun?
That's right. We are, we're doing good. We came back from Chinatown and saw a whole lot of nuttiness out there, didn't we?
Yeah, we just was skipping through, after going to the courts, because I file my own legal matters, I filed an appeal with pro se, and then there's Chinatown around there, so we did our little skip and tour, and I took Bruce into the herb shop because, those of you who know me, and you will know a little bit more, that I'm really into natural remedies, and I do appreciate some Chinese medicine,
What did you pick up there?
So what I was picking up specifically was this stuff called danshan, and it's for the heart. It's a root, and it's a kind of sativa, something, but it's not the weed sativa. It's a root, and it's
too bad.
It's called DAN. No, we're smoking that. Don't worry. DANSHEN, and this is for
Danshan.
Danshan, she said, but. You get it very reasonable in Chinatown. It's great for your heart. It can prevent heart attacks.
Wow.
Yeah. And when there was a big major, when they brought it here to discuss in the medical community,
mm-hmm.
They said the statistics and the proof said that 85% of heart attacks can be avoided with the use of danshan.
And how do you use it? Like in a tea or something?
Yeah, you infuse it, but you make it into a tea. I think that's the best way they say to take it. But what happened was that when they did give those statistics, most of the audience were doctors, and they got up and walked. They were heart surgeons. They got up and walked out. They didn't want a remedy. These are heart surgeons.
Of course not, because they work for Big Pharma, and they want you dead.
And they work for themselves. They're heart surgeons. They don't want anything that's going to cure something.
They want to kill you off.
They want to be able to perform surgery on your heart.
Another thing, speaking about nuttiness and killing you off, it seems that everywhere you go, you want to eat some shumai, you want to eat some egg rolls, everything has MSG.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it.
You know, what's happening? The two of us.
I can't eat anything anymore.
We can't eat it. For some reason, this is really recent for me. I eat something and my ankle starts swelling if I eat MSG. And the same thing happens to Bruce simultaneously. That's why we thought when it happened a few months ago, we were like, what is that, like a bite? Like, did a bug bite us? Like, what's happening to our ankles?
Yeah, we thought it was one of those Florida Army freaking super bugs they had flying around.
Yeah, it was weird. And then when we finally traced it back to a meal from a particular restaurant, which we assume, which we know actually uses MSG. And it had happened again then. So we know that there's a direct correlation. with our bodies and MSG because we
Absolutely.
keep ourselves like really organic, so we're super sensitive. Like,
Well, thanks to you, I'm not drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon and eating Funyuns all day. Thanks to you.
yeah, right. But maybe if you did eat the Funyuns, your body would have a more tolerance for the crap. That's another thing.
That's right. I totally gave up on all the crap and all the garbage.
Right, but you might have more tolerance for it. Like if you now that you know your immune system for crap is kind of gotten changed. Like I had a friend from Switzerland, right, and they're used to drinking the purest water in the world. And when he came here to visit, he said that he used to get sick as if we were going to Mexico, getting sick on the water.
Oh, wow.
It was an art boy.
Well, that's because all the gringos go over there and take diarrhea craps in the water over there. They go over there for spring break. They just totally decimated that area. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the nuttiness of just being in Chinatown. I tell you what, I walk through Chinatown and I literally don't see what all the hoopla is. Oh, China's going to invade. They already did. They got Chinese flags everywhere. They're selling pigeons for $1.25 on the side of the street. I thought I was going to puke.
It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in the store. I couldn't believe we bought anything in there, but like it said pigeons, like handwritten, like written with a pen, pigeons. Like you can buy freaking pigeons there.
Like I didn't know if they took out one of Mike Tyson's homies from that reality show with the pigeons. Like, oh, you know, they took out Louis the Limp and they're selling them down the corner store.
You forgot to tell them that you had already a mob car, a little relationship already, a business deal going. You supply the Chinese.
No, you want to
with
keep
your
that
pigeons.
quiet. You're airing out all my dirty secrets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was my famous Mike Tyson impersonation. But here's another thing that just had me in awe. And it's the fact that they have geckos on a stick, like a little Asian fan. It's the most disgusting thing I ever saw in my life. Geckos on a stick, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to fear the Chinese takeover. Just come to Chinatown. You see, they already took it over. And they have geckos and pigeons for sale. Apparently, gecko helps if you're hot in the booty and you get AIDS. It helps with the AIDS.
No, it does. You got it mixed up. It does. They say it supposedly helps with age, which I highly doubt, but it gives you more yang energy, more yang, so you're yin. So you had kidney.
So it gets all those Chinamen horny then.
And it can make you horny. Yeah, it can make you horny, but good for your lung and good for your kidney.
They love you long time.
Yeah, they love you long time. So yeah, it's good it's like an aphrodisiac.
Talk about cultural diversity, folks. You have pigeons and geckos being sold on the streets of Chinatown in New York City.
Bruce picked it up, and it was like a kite. I didn't know what it was.
I was hot. I was fanning myself with it.
I thought it was a bat, and I'm like, oh, what is that? And then he figured it out. He's like, oh, I know, that's a gecko, you know.
Well, I had a pet gecko as a pet. You know, when I was a kid, so I saw him, I automatically said, "Holy shit, it's Gary on a stick," and all his brothers.
And you could look it up. Just look up Chinese dried gecko, and you'll see him. There's many photos. You can see the pictures. They're mad, disgusting looking. And
you know what? It's getting me depressed just talking about that. You know,
but let's talk about the
dead geckos.
Can I just tell you a little bit about Denchen? Because they say Denchen is also good for eye disease. It can protect you against diabetes. It's very hard to find. The reason why I found it, of course, in Chinatown, but you can get it on eBay. And another name for it is called red sage. And it says that there are, it's good for high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, and it's also good for your heart and can prevent things. It's good if you have like angina or myocarditis, and heart attacks. So that's what that's good for. And you take it you boil it and you take, I don't know, you read your own remedies and stuff, like how much to take. I'm not a doctor here, so I can't, everything is about doses and your human body and how much you weigh and how much you eat. But I would do everything small and not too much and take a little bit. And
that's Denchen tea.
Denchen.
Okay, let's transition here, folks. As you all know, There's a huge psyop going on once again. All right, Obama is comfortably numb to however many psyops he has been implementing. And I'm telling you, folks, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you had the Pope here last week, and pretty much in my Rambo voice, I mean, the Jesuits are trying to start a civil war. You won't believe. Now, that's the thing. You got Pope Satan over here, and then just like when he left the Philippines, he left because there was a hurricane. Now you have Hurricane Joaquin. All of a sudden, as soon as the dope leaves,
the hoax Pope,
and then
Pope.
He conducts a satanic mass at Madison Square Garden. And what's mass short for, ladies and gentlemen? Massacre. And now you have, people are calling it a tragedy. I'm calling it a hoax. Now you have a massacre at this Portland Community College, which is so bad. We were watching CNN earlier today. And, I mean, those crisis actors are so bad.
They remind me of the people crying for the North Korean Kim Jong-il.
I mean, they're just bad crisis actors, and is it me, but are crisis actors from the Portland area extra portly? I mean, they're all a bunch of
They were really bad.
Fat nacho cheese eating, sriracha dipping, chicken nugget lovers.
Yeah, I guess. They look pretty nasty, but they were all homely. I don't know, maybe they were all LDS, really ugly people. They didn't connect with each other. You could see that they're crisis. There was too many of them on CNN. It looked like they were doing it like overkill to prove a point. And everybody was like, ooh, as soon as the camera went on them, ooh, it was like they weren't sitting there like, what are they doing there anyway? They're supposed to be handling their death. What are they doing on TV? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
And they tied in all the other false flag, all the other hoaxes, all the other psyops. You have fat Stratford agents and alternative media telling you it's a tragedy. All of these are tragedies now. They're not hoaxes. They're tragedies, implying that they really happened. When, in fact, they have the thumbprint of the military all over it. I wouldn't be surprised if this Mercer guy had been chipped when he was in the military. Yeah, he did like 2 months or whatever they said he did. Yeah, right. He was part of the MK Ultra program. They chipped this guy, and when he was done, they probably emitted some horrible, just horrendous sound into his brain, causing him to freaking blow his head off. Like all the others.
Are we sure that he definitely blew his head off? Are we sure that there's a body, or maybe he pulled a David?
Speaking of bodies, where are all the bodies? Where is the blood?
I want to see the blood.
We saw the stretchers.
There was nobody on the stretchers.
They were carrying
nobody.
The invisible man on the stretchers.
Yeah, they did the same thing as they did with the Ebola. They just showed on the news people carrying stretchers. Oh, yeah.
It's real. Yes, I'm supposed to buy
it.
I don't think so.
It.
Put the glasses on, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see that it's all just a bunch of freaking Anunnaki telling you lies, controlling the paradigm.
Yeah. They just want you to believe it.
I mean, this shooter was army trained.
Repeat the lie enough times, Goebbels, and the idiots will believe you.
Speaking of Goebbels, I have the perfect gun control policy. If there's a gun in the room, I want to control it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my gun control. I want to control my own gun, and I think that the American people should have that same right. And it should not be infringed. The Second Amendment shall not be infringed, folks. These Nazis that have taken over Hollywood, these Nazis that have taken over every facet of life here in America, because the Nazis didn't lose the war, folks. They won the war. This became the Fourth Reich. They have to take the guns first. They're staging a bunch of fake freaking scenarios to get all the momos and all the just brainless idiots, these imbecilic morons out there that will go with whatever the TV tells them. They're just getting the narrative ready to take the guns. They got Obama saying, hey, this is the last time I'm going to come up here. Like, I'm going to take the guns this time. I'm serious. It's just another false flag.
Absolutely.
This is what Hurricane Francis did, folks.
Yeah. Too many, there's been too many explosive hoaxes in the past few months, in the past
And they've
few
been
years.
exposed.
And
Many of them have been exposed. Regardless of what the people think they know, they have been exposed. These people have been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Okay? And they want to pass gun control. Ladies and gentlemen, strict gun laws. I know I have a smart audience. I don't have to tell you this. You already know. Strict gun laws pretty much just help criminals. Okay? If you're going to have gun control implemented, you're going to hurt the average, hardworking citizen because the scum is going to know that that citizen is not armed and they're going to be able to rob him easier. I mean, FBI statistics prove that houses with gun owners, they don't get robbed as easily. I mean, that's common sense, actually. Right?
yeah, well, they say that the crime is way lower in places like Virginia or Maine, where there's a lot of guns where they're totally.
And here's another thing that
carry
should
and
be
stuff
looked
like
at. This campus was a gun-free zone. So it's basically just a huge crime magnet. Gun-free zones are just a huge crime magnet.
Yeah, there was another incident that happened this week, and, I'm in the art world, sort of like, two-stepping it these days, but there was an incident where there was a very mediocre painter that was killed in California, and he was, after painting a mural, I think while he was painting the mural of an anti-violence campaign. Talk about hoaxes. I think they bloodied this guy. They used the whole thing as a spectacle.
Wow.
He was a nobody. Nobody cared. You can look at it in ArtNet. I go there a lot. It's kind of like a swanky website these days. They have very trendy, gossipy art news, and you'll see even Leonardo DiCaprio and Jay-Z in it sometimes.
Right, and I'm looking at this picture of Obama right here talking about the UCC shooting, and he's actually talking about gun confiscation, and he's Heiling Hitler as he's doing it. You can see it right here on the screen. We got it on the screen, folks. You can't see it at home, but, we'll put out an article. You'll see it there. Obama's Heiling as he's saying that he's going to confiscate your guns.
That's what Hitler did. They took the guns so nobody could fight back.
And now every idiot in talk radio, late night talk radio, or alternative media, whatever they want to call it, every idiot in alternative media is talking about mental health.
Yeah,
mental
SSRI.
health. You know what it was?
SSRI.
It was a army trained shooter who was part of the plan, folks. Okay? The army's not here to help you anymore. You were the enemy. Okay? And if there are any truthers out there that believe that the military is going to save them or that there are good guys in the military, boy, are you in for a serious reality check when you realize that they're going to have their jackboot right on your throat.
Mm-hmm. Katie
They're just
barred the doors.
They're just corralling you like the stupid sheep that you
The
are.
army's here. The army is
They're
here.
fighting you. They're fighting me, folks.
Think about all
They're
the people.
living next door to you.
Listen, we got boots in other countries. It's against our constitution to have posse comitatus. And
Yeah, comitatus.
that's right. You can't have that commie crap over here. And they come in here, and that's where they are. These lazy old men, looking for extraneous, work. And they finished the army, they finished the years already, so what do? They hang out and they bother people like you and I, Bruce. They psyop us, they try to gang stalk us, they provoke us.
Well, I'll tell them this.
Troll
Since
us.
they have so much freaking intel with their CIA intel and their NSA intel, then they know if they come within 5 feet of me that I could kick the living crap out of them. And I'm also a pretty damn good shot, right? Right, DOJ? You know that, right? Yeah, so that's why all these provocateurs, if you go and you research who I am, folks, they've come after me in the past. But you know what? They're afraid. They're afraid of my voice. They're afraid!
Yeah, they're afraid of your
Bring it!
wit, your power, your intelligence. But
I am
they
not
will never
afraid.
but they are
I
just
am not
pussies.
afraid of
They're
COINTELPRO.
pussies, Bruce. I mean, they're always like, dude, they're just kind of voices, and they're like 5'5", and all of them,
Yeah,
screaming,
or they have pubic hair on their chin.
yeah, or they're screaming at the top of their lungs about pot. Oh, speaking of,
Oh, these neocons that you spoke
these
of,
new neocons are like
they speak out against pot and they speak out against homosexuality and they say they're better than Rush Limbaugh on radio and that they're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the same people that swim naked with Allen Ginsberg, the savage homo.
Okay,
look it up.
Yeah, I mean
that's nothing against homosexuals, just Michael Savage. That's it.
Yeah, well, he just says so much. You know what? You know why you're so upset, Bruce, is because he is so anti-Mexican, which you have some heritage.
I don't understand. This guy could be on radio all day bashing this and bashing that, and then if I say Michael Savage, then I'm going to have like a reprimand or, you're not allowed to say Michael Savage on air. Michael Savage is a fanoic.
Yeah, and you know what I think about Michael Savage? Every time he puts on this heavy Jewish accent.
Neocon bastard, fake Jew.
He's a fake Jew. That guy puts on the biggest, fakest Jew accent I've ever heard. And I guarantee you, he's got German heritage. He looks very German, and I've already checked.
Yeah, like we've said before, he's probably one of these families that pretended to be Jews just to out them. Oh, yeah, they're right there under the floorboards.
Exactly.
Get them.
Get them. Or let me hide.
That's why they gave him a position in radio. That's why he's held in such high esteem by the neocons.
Well, also, the problem is that a lot of Jews flock to him because they're stupid and they think he's Jewish. Oh, yeah, he's Jewish. And they'll listen
all
to this
he
guy.
does is talk crap about Judaism.
Jews. All he does is talk crap. And why doesn't these religious guys really listen to him?
Well, I'm going to talk crap, okay? Because all this guy does is talk crap. So I'm going to talk crap about the savage neocon. All right.
He talks bad about Israel. Talks bad about the Jews. He wants and he has Christian people advertise for him during his commercials. It's like, the Christian dating site. I mean,
he has some nerve too.
It's weird.
I've heard this guy push.
Not that he should do
I've heard this guy push golden rice. I've heard this guy push big pharma. This guy is a total shill. I thought it was so hilarious that Playboy actually went out and did the research and found out that this guy was swimming naked with Allen Ginsberg. And then, they ask him, have you ever been confused? You ever been confused about your sexuality? And he answered in the absolute most gayest way possible.
Hello. I am not confused.
What do you expect about these neocons? Look, if they're not plowing each other in the Sphinx, then they're out being part of the Franklin scandal, or they're in Bohemian Grove.
They're in the Pink Triangle Club.
Absolutely.
That's it. And it's fine, because I have a lot of friends that are gay. Be gay, be happy, be your way. It's fine. Just, when they start doing the excluding, when they start not picking you because you're not gay, is when it sucks.
No. You need to put your foot down when they start telling you that you're not allowed in this bathroom because it's a transgender bathroom.
Well, that didn't happen. It won't happen.
Or there's going to be transgender bathrooms.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I thought it was a guy's bathroom. It's the she-male's bathroom
I'm mad at their secret society. I have nothing against the stupid games.
No, but they're pushing the agenda onto children, onto you. They're forcing it onto you.
Well,
they're putting it right in your face.
Okay, yeah, but that's up to the individual to decide. I was a club kid, so it was gay all around, everywhere, so it depends on the individual. If they're like...
It's just part of eugenics. It's part of decimating the family unit. I don't care what they do. This is America. You have the right to do whatever you want behind closed doors. I don't care. But when you start saying that you're going to get rid of boy and girl toy aisles and merge them together, and you start telling the kids and glorifying transvestites to them on NBC, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, and Bruce Jenner got off, from...
Absolutely, and then you have
They're
Kanye.
famous.
Then you have Kanye West's girlfriend, latest girlfriend,
Caitlyn
Jenner.
Well, he's probably being passed
getting
around
off on manslaughter.
Manslaughter. Oh yeah, he probably slaughtered that man.
No, it was
That's why he got
Kanye
off.
that slaughtered that man.
No, but he did his own slaughtering. Trust me, he got passed around the industry. I'm sure, being such a sex object, you know. You know how it goes. You're a wanted commodity. You might as well get it when you can. You know how they do it.
It is absolutely just despicable what is going on at this present time, folks. I mean, just do the research yourself. Just study the body language of some of these crisis actors, and you'll see they're complete and total scum. They're just lying to you. They put any idiot on TV to say anything, and you'll believe it, right? Because it's on the TV. You know what you need to do, folks? If you want to save this country, you grab that TV, if you have one, and throw it right out your freaking window. Okay? The same with radio, too, if they take over the same way, which they already have. But don't throw it out just yet. Wait till our show's done.
So, you say they were just any old people. I have to disagree, Bruce. I'm going to.
Well, they're Army psyops, Army intel, provocateurs, crisis actors.
Right, but I think
what are you disagreeing with?
I think it goes a little further. Because I did a little research, and I had a flash.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I had a flash in my head out of nowhere. All of a sudden, they were thinking about the shooters and Adam Lanza and the Batman, and then for some reason, I got a flash of that kid, Elliot Rodgers, in my face, and then I thought of Batman. I thought of the original Batman, Adam West, and I was like, for some reason, I was like, what was that kid's name? Wait a second. Huh? And then, you're not going to believe this, guys. I put their faces together. You pull up Elliot Rodgers, and you pull up Adam West. It gets even better. First of all, that's his grandfather.
Look, freaking identical.
Identical. Okay, very similar everything. Similar cheeks, similar nose. He's even posing like him. And then I started tagging his name. I found him on Facebook. And it says, Elliot, quote, fabulous, end quote, Rodgers.
He even said you had a nice rack.
And then we started talking. And then
I'm going to kick your ass.
And then I started posting on his page all the pictures that I had of him next to Adam West. I was like, oh, you're not as good as an actor as your grandfather. Sorry, give it up. And because he kept saying there's pictures of him, new pictures, and what was amazing.
Yeah, they had him like he was the Bourne identity, like he was Matt Damon, Jason Bourne, which is funny because that's indicative of the MK Ultra CIA program. So he's telling you right there
that he's part of the Monarch programming, you know, and this is the kid, let me remind you, from Hollywood.
Isla Vista shootings.
Hollywood. And he was the one that killed the blonde.
You mean who didn't kill anybody?
Oh, supposedly.
We don't. Look, we're not info whores. We're not telling you that these hoaxes are tragedies, okay? We're calling it like it is. Okay? They're not showing you any blood. They're not showing you any freaking gore. They're not showing you anything anymore.
They show you fake people crying.
They're treating you like you're a 5-year-old when you're a grown-ass adult, telling you that they basically have Barney the dinosaur dictating the news up there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing to see here.
That's right. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Actually, that's Officer Barb Brady. But anyway, go on. I mean, you contacted this guy. You were all over. You found his Facebook, folks.
Well, what was it?
I mean, she found.
Right after the shooting, if you look at it, it was only updated the day before the shooting.
Oh, so he was feeling lonely, or he got intel that something was going down.
Several months from May, September, October, 5 months goes blank. No, I am, or something. It was really weird. Oh, wait a second. I have Snapchat.
It can't be.
I think so, because I just went to check a post, and it looks like it's out. So I have snaps of it.
Okay, so as we're doing this show,
They're fighting us. They're
this
deleting
guy
it.
just deleted the Facebook.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Anyway, I'll double check it again.
You know
but
what I
it
think
does
that
say
guy's-
we couldn't find any.
You know what I think that guy's favorite song is?
What?
Is Valorium Camper by Max Schmeling's grandson from Coheed and Cambria, where he's just saying, "Die white girls,
No.
die white girl," right? That's probably what was going through his head when he was pretending that he didn't do anything. Nothing was going through his head. It didn't happen. It was a hoax.
Okay. No. He still has this page. You can go to it. Elliot, quote, fabulous Roger. And he writes, most people will look at this page and will probably think that we are glorifying Elliot, Roger, or even if they get what we are doing, they will claim that it is wrong to joke about the topic. To those people, please pull that stick out of your ass and calm down. Anyway, and then I started posting all over his page, and it's quite a cute page, and he's got like no friends and no updates.
What do you mean,
and nobody...
cute page? You're
No,
gonna have this guy drive over here and
No, it's
oh,
cute.
you're not blonde anymore.
Look, it's cute. Look,
No, it's funny.
Look,
It's comedic.
look, it's cute. He's got a gun. He's facing all these fake
Yeah, it looks like Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat. He's got 100% health and
And he's
armor.
got himself as Jesus over here,
throwing
with
up
his
a Masonic
sign. It's funny, and then he's, it's like stupid because I said it's cute because nobody's on it. It's like a stupid page that he put on for himself because he's lonely. And if you remember,
And everybody forgot about him.
him. Remember what Elliot said? I tried to kiss girls, but nobody paid attention to me. So I made a joke. I said, "You see, nobody remembers you, but I remember you." He goes, "Oh wow, thank you."
I mean, you even compared this guy's face to Werner von Braun.
Wait, I didn't get to that yet.
Well, I just did.
Okay.
I mean, I'm seeing it on
That's
the
his
screen.
great-grandfather. Okay, Adam West is the brother. He's 2 years younger than Christopher Reeves. The children of Werner von Braun, there were like 5 of them. There's nowhere to be found. They're ghosts. They're just names on a paper.
So Batman and Superman are the children of Werner von Braun.
Yes. And the grandchild of Adam West is Elliot Rogers.
Wow.
So I told him, and he's like, why do you care about this so
Talk
much?
about conspiracies, folks.
It is, I put their faces together. They have identical everything. Chins,
Yeah, you don't
cheekbones,
need the Fed's facial recognition here.
nose. They're posing in the same positions. They have the same lips. He's posing in the same smiles. He's got the same attitude, and then he says, "Oh, I'm too superior for this." I says, "Oh, I know why I guess I'm the one that's a rocket scientist, not your great-grandfather, Werner von Braun." I said, "Because I'm the one who figured out that's your great-grandfather, kid." And he goes, and he just thought it was funny. He was like, I'm glad you care, it was just like a funny back and forth. I didn't really get too deep into it with him because I know he feels uncomfortable. He's kind of supposed to be hiding. So my guess is that, he's supposed to be like 19. He was all scrawny and stuff. So like they're going to put on a few pounds. You're going to see him like 5, 6, 7 years. You're going to see him just like the Sandy Hook kids. You're going to see like 25 pounds heavier. They'll build him up a little bit, Laurel Canyon. Maybe they'll be teaching him how to use a guitar because he's really not a good actor. He can't act very well, but he's funny. Maybe they'll either do it.
Maybe they'll get Claudio Sanchez to teach him pinch harmonics. I don't know.
No, but they'll do something. They'll dye his hair blonde is what I'm thinking, like Kurt Cobain-ish, put on a beard, cover up his chin a little bit so you don't recognize him so quickly. They'll probably put on some sunglasses, come out like U2, you know what I'm saying? Like all hiding like Elton John, and that's it. You never recognize him again. People are going to be like, who's that? What's that? Nobody figured it out. It doesn't matter, But this is the truth. You could check it out. That little kid's still alive. It was a joke. And he even said that I'm right. I said, you're just part of a government's operations for terror to take away guns. And he said, you're right. He said, why do you care so much?
Crazy stuff, but
Proof.
It's proof. I mean,
Proof that these people are hired.
Who is running this mysterious Facebook page? How do they know that they're tweeting right around the time Facebook
Just
and right around
before.
the time that this tragedy happened, this fake tragedy? Listen to me. This hoax happened in Portland.
Look, on September 29th, he posts from Daily Mail UK, virgin killer admit wanted to consent. He goes, too supreme to consent. Santa Barbara killer told friend he wanted to hold down and rape woman. So he's like posting pictures of himself, keeping himself updated. And he writes on the 27th, he updates, I thank you all for liking this page and admiring the genius of Elliot Rodger. For those of you who actually care, there may be some new content soon. Have a pleasant night, evening, morning, day. And everybody, and there's nobody really on his page. He's just like masturbating in public. And he's making jokes.
He's another one of those Bertrand Russells, right?
Yeah.
Masturbating in public.
Yeah, young Bertram Russells. I think that would be Jason Russell? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be. They look kind of alike. You never know.
Anyway, what we're getting at is that all these hoaxes, all these players involved in them, basically have ties to the 13 Illuminati bloodlines, and they're Nazis.
Yeah, or Nazis, because they don't have 13
Well, that's a big
families.
part of it.
Yeah, well, there were hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that came here from Operation Paperclip, and Hollywood absorbed them all. One of my friends, he had this picture, and I always thought he might be a CIA intel guy, and he always used to come by, and I see on his page he had a old picture of Spartacus with Kirk Douglas with his hand up. He happened to take a little screen snap of it and paint the hand in red when his hand was up in the air. So I write, Heil Hitler. And he goes, oh, he's not heiling, and anyway, he's Jewish. I said, give me a minute and I'll prove to you he's not. So I went ahead and I did my little research, and I found out who his father was. And Kirk Douglas was not Jewish, okay? His name was like August Meat, Miete. And, yeah, and it looks exactly like him, and I don't know what drove me to figure out there's thousands and thousands and thousands, but I was led to it in about 15 minutes. The guy looks exactly like Kirk Douglas, and you can't fake that face. He's got that really weird dimple that goes in his chin, and he's got this dynamic nose and this slick back dirty blonde hair, and the father looks exactly like that, and he came in. But if you go look up the history of Kirk Douglas, it's he's a Jew, his father was religious. You can never click and figure out who his father was. There's never any pictures of him, there's never any location. It's just a CIA agent story. Oh, it's so unbelievable. Because somebody wrote it, it makes it real. So then I got into an argument with my friend. And he's like, oh, no. Look. Covering for it, for each other, and they don't want to admit it. Most of them don't want to admit it. They'll look you straight up in the face and tell you you're crazy. Like this morning, Laura Ingraham. She was talking today about marijuana, and saying that anybody that puffs weed probably is at risk for psychosis.
Psychosis, right. I love these bogus freaking studies. They're telling you that you have a high chance of getting cancer. High chance, get it, folks? If you look at UCLA, I mean, type of cancer.
Laura. I'm like, more alert? First of all, who's to say that marijuana makes you less alert? It opens up another aspect of your eyes and helps you see.
It opens up your third eye, your consciousness.
It puts you in a...
I would say.
It can, maybe if you're a weak person, you could really lose it. Or if you're too young, they say you really shouldn't do it if you're like too young, because your brain
your brain hasn't fully developed when you're young.
So.
And like I've said before, a young person's mind at that time is like wet concrete, and you don't want to go and just step all over their mind with pot. You know what I mean? You got to grow up. A person's already got to have like a mature understanding, of themselves and who they are. Not to say that, hey, you kids, stop skateboarding.
No, it can make you paranoid.
Stop skateboarding on my sidewalk and smoking weed. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's a time and a place, and it's called college.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact it can make you paranoid if you're too young, you could read about it. Everybody complains about that. But if you're a frequent pot smoker, you wouldn't really have a problem with paranoia. And if you needed it for medicinal reasons, you'd get over that stuff really quickly. It's usually just, I don't know, what is the paranoia? It's usually just the change in perspective that's happened. They get like caught up in the change from high stress to low stress, so then they kind of like see things from a different angle, so then it's like weird, so then you get paranoid, I guess. I don't know, I don't really remember, but I think that's what people get paranoid about, is that change, and while you're kind of going through this time-space warp a little bit. But it doesn't make you less alert, is what my point was, is that it makes you actually more alert. If she wants people hyper and on point, then that's cocaine. So then what she's advocating is cocaine. Oh, I want people more alert. Why?
And this is Laura Ingraham we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, she was
on the show.
Yeah, she was like, people should be more alert. And then she was making fun. Oh yeah, but then they want to legalize crack. You know what? Switzerland legalizes everything, Laura. Okay, and they don't really have a problem because it's up to the individual's discretion.
That's right.
They have prostitution that's legal, and they have their heroin that's legal, and it's totally under control.
Yeah, but who brings in the drugs? It's the CIA that brings the drugs in from Mexico. They want to say, oh, it's the drug cartels that are ruining everything. It's the CIA that created and trained those drug cartels, folks. It's the supply and demand, okay? They are exporting the drugs into America. The CIA is. I mean, this is old news.
Yeah.
But to the listener or the novice listener, I mean, this is probably earth-shaking, earth-rattling information they're hearing. But it's the truth. They want to believe in that good government BS. Well, you don't get that on this show.
No, you get the real deal.
The real deal, Evander Holyfield, folks. Now, speaking of holy or unholy, wanted to ask you, what do you make of that Kentucky clerk, that bigot clerk, Kim Davis, that whole publicity stunt they pulled with the Pope, and talking about, oh yeah, the Pope met with her, and now the Pope's saying he didn't meet, or he doesn't condone what she says. I basically think it's all a Jesuit PR stunt. The Jesuits want to be able to have their cake and eat it too. They want to say, oh yeah, we support, traditional marriage, but then that at the Vatican they have embraced the homosexual subculture long ago. I mean, going back to the days of Rome, where all these Roman senators would have their own little boy to themselves walking around the halls, right? And it goes back all the way to ancient times, what these Vatican Masonic pedophiles do. So I just think this whole Kim Davis Kentucky clerk stunt is a stunt. It's a publicity stunt. I saw on CNN, like a sheriff or something straight up throwing out the Jay-Z Illuminati triangle sign like this.
You did, I know you did.
This big old rock. All right, and the people can see it if they go to exposednewsalternative.wordpress.com, type in Jesuits responsible for Kim Davis's Kentucky clerk publicity stunt. You don't have to type it in. It's on the front page, folks. Front page news.
Yeah.
But what do you make of that? It's a publicity stunt, right?
Absolutely. She was Heiling Hitler next to the Pope.
That's right.
And everybody was kind of like...
Everybody's Heiling Hitler. I mean, you go to Drudge, and the first thing you see, besides Jeb Bush's pathetic polling rates, which really, I don't give a damn about the elections, folks. Like that commie bastard Joseph Stalin said, it's not who votes, it's who counts the vote. But here, you see it here. Look at Jeb Bush. Look at Jeb Bush, Jah. What's he doing? Heil, right?
Heiling, yeah.
Everywhere you go, they're heiling Hitler. They're letting you know that America is run by the
Nazis.
Fourth Reich.
It's true. And you didn't even touch that, and it moved.
Well, it moves all the time. But anyway,
but
go on.
The thing is that they could always say, "Oh, he was just lifting his hand up. Oh, he was just scratching his armpit."
Yeah, right.
Well, why did they take that picture? I'm a photographer. And I make films. So if there's 24 frames per second and his hand was in motion, why did you take that one picture? You had 24 frames in that 1 second. Why did you choose that 1 second to show us? See, and that's what you got to ask. It's not there lame excuse.
Because it goes into the subconscious.
Yeah. But I want to know, Hitler's dead, man. He's been dead. Okay, since in the 80s, after he moved to South America, which was proof. But he's still dead.
So you want to know who they're hiling to?
Yeah, who they hiling?
Oh, they're hiling to the great dictator Odinga.
Alegua, Yemanja.
Now you're getting somewhere.
Hail Yemanja.
Hail the great crossroads Pope Satan.
Hey, you made a track this week. You were like learning GarageBand.
That's right, I was messing with that, yeah.
Ephemeral, interesting track. And
well, it sounds like the theme from that video game Manhunt. You know that video game where you get to, sneak up on people and bash their brains in with a bat? It's the same type of music that you would see these radio show hosts with their rape dungeons, as a theme to the background of the rape dungeon. Yeah, I was trying to, maybe write a little just jingle of that nature, and I titled it Rain Man. It had rain, sound effects and whatnot. And then the next day it rained, so I don't know if I'm a freaking witch doctor or what the hell I am.
It was that night. It hasn't stopped raining since you made the track.
It's a damn good track, too.
Maybe you're just psychic and you knew
sounds
it was
all
gonna rain.
NLP-ish. Tesla-like.
Yeah, well, I'd rather put healing sounds behind the music that we make instead of like some show hosts do, which is on the Tesla app for concentration, and it will mess up your. It will
even that sound you made messed me up. I was like, whoa! I felt like like you were typing on my brain or something.
Yeah, well, they put it in their sound sometimes, or their music, or something to get you entranced, or to heavily concentrate on what they're saying if they want you to really. Press the issue.
And that's all Himmler technology.
Like kill yourself.
And that's all Himmler technology.
Yourself.
That's all stuff Himmler and his SS experimented with. This static, these frequencies. It's all part of the MK Ultra brainwashing techniques. And here's another thing, folks. They're already linking this shooter, the Portland Community College shooter, Chris Harper Mercer. They're linking him to the British and an IRA supporting Nazi fanatical group. He's saying his name was Iron Cross 45. And the guy kind of looks like Obama's nephew or something, like half something and half something.
I want to know I know he's a mixed, but I don't know, the name was curious. But I'll figure out maybe which crisis actor he's these are rejects. Well, he's a
crisis actor himself. They want to call him a coward. They want to vilify this guy. The guy didn't even do anything. Nobody did anything. Nobody died. Show me some blood stains. Show me some brains. All right? You see more brains and more blood when you're watching Pulp Fiction, when John Travolta blows that freaking kid's head off. You don't see anything like that anymore. But you know why? Because the news reporters of today think that you're a baby and they're Barney the dinosaur up there. Oh wait, that's Glenn Beck, right? The effeminate purple dinosaur. Anyway, but you know what I'm getting at. They're treating you like you're a child.
Yeah.
All right, back in the day, they would show blood and gore and bits of brain and dismembered body parts when they were showing you the live footage or coverage of the Vietnam War.
Yep.
Now they don't show you anything.
And
they just tell you, oh, something bad happened. Boogeyman, let's take the guns. Take the guns, and then we can take your civil liberties.
It's totally Boogeyman. And, these people, these crisis actors, what I wanted to say before is that a lot of them are Lebensborn, but they're, not as beautiful, so they can't be good actors.
And explain what Lebensborn is to
Lebensborn are children that are just born to control you, master racers.
Well, Lebensborn was an organization that the Nazis started. It was a birthing, basically like the Planned Parenthood of the Nazis. It started around 1935.
Created by Himmler.
That's right. It was just a birthing program.
Yeah, and they sent out pamphlets to all the blonde women. They had to be of a certain kind of stature and a certain kind of intelligence that had passed all these tests. And then when they became a breeder, they just opened their legs and let themselves be pumped out left and right by whichever army guy that.
Well, no,
whichever
a
SS
lot of these Nazis were flaming fanatics, so I would think maybe some of them were even artificially inseminated.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, no.
come
Yeah,
on.
okay,
You
but
see
they
Himmler
listen. They
jogging
just
with that guy. I
come
mean, that
on,
guy doesn't look
Bruce.
very manly at all.
They just pumped it out, and then they didn't have anything to worry about. They left them. They had the kids, and that was it. They hung up. They pranced around with the boys at night. That's it. So they were bisexuals. That's what Himmler was pushing for orgies and bisexualism.
That's right.
I mean, back in the day, they used to be really
They're
good.
still pushing it today.
When the Nazis first came here, they produced good actors. Their children. You have like this one, like most of these famous people. There's not one famous person that is a Jew, and there's not one that I see there's a real Jew. And even I came across one guy. His name is
a
Eric.
lot of people will tell you that they'll cry. But what about Adam Sandler?
No, Adam Sandler.
What about
is
Jon
not-
Stewart?
They're related. That's got to be his uncle. And they're not Jewish, I guarantee you.
So they're all Lebensjews.
They're fake.
That's what I'm dubbing Jews who say they're Jews but are really German in Hollywood. They're Lebensjews.
They're in the put your finger over your mouth and shh club.
Oh, they do that little Masonic hand symbol, huh?
Mm-hmm. And I found out that I was looking at this one Nazi named Eric Raeder, Raeder.
How about them Raiders? Anyway, go on.
And he was also a high-level dude. And to me, his eyes were so much like Susan Sarandon. So I put pictures of him up, and I put him next to Susan's. It's just identical. I mean,
We literally have a library of so many actors and people in alternative media who look exactly like Nazis.
And
I mean, all you Lebensborn, Lebensjew bastards, you've been exposed. You know that, right?
We're going to find you. And you know why? Do you know why? It's because people have done what they needed to do to purposefully push us out. And I always wondered why. Oh, my cousin's there in Russo. I got another one in Paramount, Zeeland. This one, I'm like, why can't I? I'm talented. I went to the best colleges.
You
I've been
work
in museums,
your butt off.
7
You have
albums.
over 7 albums.
I make tons of just nonstop amazing stuff, and for people, the people want to rob me for. So why don't they want to pay me? People, why don't they want to pay you instead of rob you? Well, that's why I never understood. That's why I figured it out.
I mean, they snubbed you on VH1. You're on VH1. You saw the
set me up.
Illuminati setup that they had you
endure? But I was set them up also because I was not going to buy into their contract. Because
they did that to you more than once, from what you've told me.
2 times.
That's
One time
right.
with Tracy Morgan. They called me in and they had me on, they said, oh, we're going to introduce you to the world, Jah Jah. And I went to film this runner for the VH1 Awards, and I was in this cab, hailing a cab.
Oh, God.
And then I get into it with Tracy, and, we talk about hip-hop. I was like, yo, take me to the Bronx, the Boogie Down Bronx, to this street. He's like, how you know about that street? So I was like, yeah, it's like, Kurt, and then I was talking about hip hop. It was cute, whatever. It was a kind of a script, and they said,
this is before they hit him with the Walmart truck, right? Long time.
This wasn't that long ago, but it was before the Walmart truck, and they said they were gonna, we got you, and they paid me some money, and then I make an announcement on MySpace. I think somebody was like, oh, don't put that bitch on. You know what I'm saying? So I think because I kind of gave people a heads up, then they cut it. And I got a call, oh yeah, we gotta cut some things.
Well, what do you expect from Viacom? I mean, they got your number. They got you databased and cataloged. I've seen it.
They don't want to give...
MTV, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Viacom, I've seen it. They're all scum.
Yeah.
These guys are all part of the predictive programming agenda. They're the Goebbels of today. They flash so much occult symbolism and idolatry to the children. The children don't even know what they're looking at.
Don't.
I mean, I pretty much knew 9/11 was going to happen in 1995 when I was watching Iron Man or, Sesame Street, freaking eating a bite out of the Twin Towers. I mean, they exposed it. These Nazis are just mind control loving psychopaths.
Yep. They want to control everything and everyone. They want to be able to...
And they need to take your guns in order to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
They're already wrecking the economy. What's next? The guns. And then what's next? They round you up, just like Treblinka, just like Auschwitz. They put a name and a number. And that's what will become of you folks if you don't have the balls to stand up for the truth and realize that you were put on this earth not to be a slave, but to fight these people with every breath you have.
Yup. I even saw one of my friends, a famous artist that I used to hang out with, group of social friends.
Amalekian scum.
Yeah, and I was looking at this one Nazi, and I said, oh my God, that is my friend's. Those are my friend's eyes, I'm sure. And he's super famous painter. His paintings go for like $500,000.
You're a super famous painter.
No,
You've been to Whitney and so many other places.
But this is not what I'm talking about. These guys sell all the time at auctions and Sotheby's. They got the people around them to push their career, the men around them all the time. And his paintings go for something like 150, 300,000, $500,000, I think his biggest painting was. This guy was it's totally him. In every angle, it was him. It was definitely his grandfather, that he was a Nazi. That's why they made him famous. And then I went and looked at the pictures of my friend, and there he was. One picture, of course, holds up his baby. And they all hold up their baby as if they...
Yeah, it's like some strange symbolism.
All of them, they hold it up, and that's how you can tell. It's like a Lebensborn
we got a couple
symbol.
Minutes left, but I wanted to get into this real quick. You said about paintings. I remember that painting I saw that you did, that Manet painting. And then I see some of these Nazis that have their own talk shows, and they love to stand behind their crappy artwork.
Really bad.
And those crappy talk show hosts with their crappy art, they could not replicate what you did in 9th grade. A Manet painting. In 9th grade.
Yeah.
These guys have some nerve. Look at me. I'm standing behind my art. You love it. Blah, 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 blah.
Do you know the school?
Look how pinned my eyes are.
I had the School of Visual Arts happened to come by my high school at the time. And they said they were like bugging when they saw what I was doing. They were talking to me and talking to my teacher. And then they begged me to come to their school. I got into Cooper Union, but I was like being courted by SVA. And then I didn't even apply, and they sent me a $5,000 scholarship.
Amazing. You
didn't even apply.
You deserve every penny and that much more. And before we sign off, folks, we have to talk about what's going on in Syria. It definitely proves that it's Dr. Strangelove. This world is Dr. Strangelove. I mean, these Russian airstrikes, at first I was like, oh, wow, man, Putin's stepping up to do what Barry Obama, of course, is not going to do, because the Mujahideen, Al-Qaeda, a.k.a. ISIS, those are the U.S.'s boys, so we're not going to hurt them, right? But then I've been watching the coverage, trying to disseminate through the disinfo and what's info, and I realized something. The Russians, they're not even attacking ISIS. They're just bombing, a couple of toilets and teepees, a couple of guys Arabs that eat goat eyes on a toothpick, and that's it. They're not really killing any of the al-Baghdadis that are raping their male recruits in the Sphinx. They're not bombing any of those guys. They're just bombing a couple of dirt fields and saying that they're bombing these guys.
Exactly.
And it's all Dr. Strangelove, and it proves to me that the U.S. and the Russia are in bed together, just like in A Brave New World and Orwell. They were
funding
writing
both sides
that
of the
Russia
war.
And the United States would eventually become mirror images of themselves, and then become what one was, the other will become. Mm-hmm. And it's happening right now as we speak.
So we got to go to Russia, right?
No way. What are you, a commie?
No,
I'm not going. I'm
going
to. You know where I'm going? I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm going to Mars to get away from all these Amalekian scum, because I heard they got water up there now.
Yeah. The Nazis have already been there, though. If they can get there, they've been there. I'm sure. I just want to know if they're real Martians. Why didn't they try to chill with people like you and I? You know what I'm saying? Why are they trying to chill with Hitler?
Yeah, why don't they come around and hook us up with some space coke like they did with Cheech? You know what I mean? That's what I want. Where you guys at? You know what I mean? I don't trust aliens. I'll tell you why. I don't trust the 82 species of alien. I don't think there's one alien species that's nice. They want to come over here, and just like in Mars Attacks, they tell you they come in peace, and then they got a blast for your ass.
I don't think that. I think that's all
Yeah, you think the aliens and it's all a bunch of Nazi disinformation, mumbo jumbo.
No, I didn't say
and
that
I
there
don't
wasn't
blame
life.
you.
I didn't say there wasn't life on the planets. My theory is that everything has an organic substance and a construction and a certain set of, I guess, a certain template that is part of creation, such as oxygen and water. Water is water, oxygen is oxygen, and flesh is flesh. And then there's different formations of flesh, and there's creatures.
That's right.
So what I think that is that if there's oxygen over there, and there's hydrogen, and there's nitrogen,
Then there's got to be life.
and then the life looks just like us.
We have 1 minute left. I just want to get this off my chest.
Well, we have to talk about Etsy.
How did we build the pyramids from Egypt to Mexico? How did we build these? I mean, they didn't have fax machines back then, folks. There's been signs that there's intelligent life. I don't need NASA to tell me that there's life. Anyway, folks, you like this show, you like what we're about, be sure to go to Etsy.
Antique Obsessions or Conceptual Subculture. Both stores right now have a 50% off sale. That's ETSY.com
Support the show.
/shop/Antique Obsessions or Conceptual Subculture. Greatest jewelry in the world, man. We got nice reviews, wonderful people, beautiful things, sterling, copper, everything, you name it. Do it. Buy it. See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another epic episode of the Bruce Montalvo Show. Thank you for listening from wherever you are. Be sure to tune in every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, to the best in alternative media. Bruce Montalvo, Jah Jah, signing out.
Peace.
Geico presents yet another voicemail from your roommate.
Hi! So, about the kitchen. Turns out, when there's a grease fire, you're not supposed to throw water on it. Who would have known, right? Anyways, the fire department is here, and it's totally cool. Give me a call back when you get a chance.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if danger is your roommate's middle name. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
For over 5 decades, a true American band.
I've been through the desert on a horse.
This is America.
You can do that.
50th Anniversary Tour. An unforgettable evening with America. Friday, June 28th, 8 p.m. in the Diamond Center at Desert Diamond Casinos. Tickets are on sale now at the Reward Center or StarTickets.com. Presented by Desert Diamond Casinos.
An enterprise of the Donna Autumn Nation.